Welcome back, everyone, to another Councilmen review. This will be episode 3 review of The Last of Us. We did a review for episode 1 and 2. If you haven't seen that, it's available on the channel as well as on our podcast feed. But this is the third episode review for The Last of Us. And joining today for this review, myself, Ariq, and Kelvin. And yeah, this should be a fun one. This show has been great. I think all of us agree with that. And the third episode is going to be even better. This is going to be a spoiler review. I don't think we can do it without non-spoilers. So this is going to be a spoiler review. So yeah, pretty much. Well, spoiler warning.
Yeah, I have no idea how you would do this without getting
no.
spoiler bits. Yeah.
Good performance by Pedro Pascal and Bella Ramsey.
It's just that good performance.
Good music, cinematography
Good
on point.
performance.
All right, wrap up. 5 out of 5.
All right, yes. So spoiler warning for those who haven't watched it. Yeah.
Yes, spoiler warning. And yeah, don't forget, if you like this review, don't forget to smash your heads onto the like button. Help
I'm
us.
not doing it again.
Kinda far.
Or smash the like button into your head, whichever works better.
Oh, okay, yeah, that works.
There we go. All right, but yeah, fellas, episode 3.
Wait, did you just say fellas?
Hey, why not?
Yeah, he said fellas. What's wrong with that?
No, I was thinking of the other fellas.
Kelvin, what's on your mind? Kelvin, what's on your mind?
We were talking about Babylon before this.
Nope.
But yeah, okay, anyway.
We were talking about Babylon off air, so Kelvin had different talents in mind. But yeah, episode 3, titled Long Time. Great episode. I thought this episode was fantastic. This might be my favorite episode so far.
It's extremely emotional throughout for sure. Dude, this is like an hour episode. The episode is an hour long, and man, it makes you feel a lot. Yeah, in just this short time. Yeah. What's your thoughts? The overall thoughts on the third episode?
I did not expect this episode to play out the way it did, but I'm glad that it did play the way it did, as it do. This episode.
I like that they sort of just took a little bit of a detour to tell this love story in the middle of this Last of Us, and it just works so effectively because yes, it ties in with the story a little bit with Joel and Ellie on their journey, and also with a flashback including Tess and Joel, and it ties in to the whole characters and everything. And I think that particular ending, there was 2 instances in this episode that really made me like in the brink of like emotional, and one of them was when he was reading the letter and he mentioned Tess and he had to stop. That got me. I was like, oh, goddamn! It's Joel is reminded of the moment where, I mean, he lost his daughter, and now he lost Tess, and he's gonna be reminded of it again. And like, oh, that's painful. So yeah. This episode's great, and Nick Offerman, incredible. He's fantastic. Murray Bartlett, I love this dude, man. You guys haven't seen him because you guys haven't seen him in White Lotus, but I watch him in White Lotus season 1. He's my favorite character in that season 1. He plays Armand, who's also he's the gay hotel general manager, and he's so much fun and is so good. And I thought he's fantastic in this one as well. And Nick Offerman playing this role as well as Frank to Bill. But yeah, incredible stuff this episode.
Yeah, the scene that gets me is definitely the one when the time, it's when Frank said that this will be my last day kind of thing.
Yeah.
That whole scene basically, right?
That was heartbreaking.
It's like, yeah, this will be my last day. Like, wait, what do you mean? I was thinking that, and then shows the pills and some. I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, yeah. That whole scene is just really emotional. I mean, again, like amazing performance by Nick Offerman and who was it?
Murray Bartlett.
Yeah. By those two, in that scene. Yeah, and then the whole kind of montage, I guess, of them going through the last day. God damn, that's like
Yeah, I like.
knowing what the ending. Yeah.
Yeah, and like you said, the scene that the other scene that got to me was when they're having dinner for the last time, and they recreate sort of the shot of how Nick Offerman first give the food to what's is it? Which one is Bill? Which one is
Bill is
Um,
Nick Offerman.
Nick
Murray is
Offerman?
Frank.
Bill is
When
Nick Offerman.
Bill
Yeah.
when Bill give Frank the meal, he turns the plate, and then they do it again for the last time, and like he's sort of like, this is gonna be our last meal, and I was like, in my head, I'm like, God, that is so sad. That is so sad. And yeah, the whole time progression I thought was really effective.
Mhm.
It gives me vibe of the opening of Up, because
I was gonna say that. I was gonna say that.
Mm.
Yeah.
I knew this episode was not gonna be a happy ending from the beginning. Like once we like, I mean, I didn't know it was gonna be a love story. I didn't know that at all.
Yeah, that's unexpected. Yeah.
I wasn't familiar with the game. When they cut to a flashback, I thought it was just gonna see like, oh, maybe some flashback. I have no idea what's going on, and then it
Yeah.
shows Bill and like just him doing everything on his own. And eventually, when Frank come to his life, I was like, oh, are we gonna see like sort of a love story thing going on? And then once the time jump happened, I was like, oh, this is not gonna end well. So I don't know what's gonna happen, but this is not gonna be a happy ending. This is gonna be sad, and they did that so effectively.
Yeah. How about you, Rick? Any particular scenes?
Apart from the last one, I think I don't know. Like generally, like the whole pacing of the episode. You know how we see some of the time skips between here and there. Like from the outbreak, the beginning of the outbreak, and then a few years later, like how their like relationship develops over time, how they met
Mhm.
Joel and Tess. I don't know. I just thought like overall, it's just like it's such a compelling story. It's like it's like watching it's like watching an entire season of an anime, like a slice of life, but all in like congealed in one episode.
In 1 hour. Yeah.
Yeah, in like 1 hour. That's basically what it felt like. And oh yeah, no. So the depression hits you faster. You know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Instead of
It's
13 episodes long, it hits you in one.
it's crazy how many moments from this episode I can pinpoint of like that is an emotional moment. Like when Frank was playing the piano like very randomly, and then Bill starts playing it
Mhm.
slowly, and then it's like, oh shoot, what is this? What's going on? I was like, that I don't know why the way how he sings it is so emotional to me. And like, obviously there's the callback at the end of the episode with the song again. And like when they share the strawberries, that was really
Mm,
I was
sweet and
yeah.
beautiful and sad,
yeah.
because
The
you
strawberry
don't think about
moment
that.
got me. Yeah.
Strawberry moment. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
'cause
That whole scene just kind of shows the what's the name? Bill just like, really opening up kind of thing, letting kind of like, Frank getting his paints and stuff as well. Yeah.
yeah, and not only that, because a strawberry moment is like this little things you don't think of in like a zombie
Mm.
apocalypse of like you don't eat great stuff, and they probably
Yeah.
haven't ate strawberries in how long, and so the pure emotion of like, oh my god, I haven't tasted this in forever, and just the pure joy out of it was like, oh, that's a great moment, and they performed the heck out of it. It was shot beautifully with the sunlight in the background and everything. So
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, this is my favorite episode. This is my favorite episode, and it's a sort of a side journey to the main thing, but it's so good. And even this episode really makes the test storyline stronger, in my opinion, because I wasn't really sure in the first two episodes if they are they lovers, are they friends? I'm not sure if Tess and Joel's are what, but the relationship in here shows them like, okay, they're really good friends, potentially lovers, and with the letter it's definitely confirmed that they're like partners. And that again, the part of the letter makes Tessa's death even much more powerful to me now.
Mm, yeah, I think if I'm not mistaken, in games like after the test died, she was barely mentioned. You know, afterwards they kind of like, okay, look, she's dead, move on with the game, kind of deal.
Mm.
So I guess there's like some recollection here that enhances character development for Jewel in a way.
100%, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
Anything
it's great.
else?
Uh, Yeah, I mean, again, like I said, yeah, it enhanced the character development. Now he failed twice, so he's definitely gonna try to do his best, and you can definitely see him uh open up to Ellie a little bit more. And I like the contrast in the beginning of the episode where Ellie's like, I'm not gonna say sorry, it's not my fault, and then at the end of the episode, she sort of feels bad about it, and Joel at the same time sort of like, at first you can tell he's sort of blaming Ellie for it, and then at the end of it, it's like, it's sort of my fault as well, and I gotta protect you. And I just thought that contrast, all of those, it's crazy how a character development for two characters happen when the main episode isn't even about them.
Mm.
That's
So yeah,
true.
that's fascinating. That's fascinating.
Technically, this is the point where like Joel is gonna become like more accepting of Ellie, and then that's when they kind of develop the relationship further. It's when the
Yeah.
grumpy dad character becomes, I guess, less grumpy, less grumpy and more dad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there anything else to add, Kel, for you? How about
I don't know. No. Pretty much we've said what we all need to say.
to be honest, I want to go off about like, I'll tell you what
Comparison to the
happens in
games.
games.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
comparison to
was
the
gonna
games.
continue with that. Yeah,
Yeah,
how
go
is
ahead.
how is it compared with the games? Yeah, Rick.
It
I'm not
is
familiar with it.
incredibly super different in every single way whatsoever.
Oh, okay.
It's almost as now, this sounds like an insult, but I swear it's not. I swear there were more accuracies with Halo TV series than this when it comes to the story. I know it sounds like an insult, but it's not. It's more like they did something different, okay? But like, so in the game, right? What happens was, like Ellie and Joel came across like a different part of town. That's where like Bill kind of saved them from the infected, right? Because Bill was like
So
a
Bill
survivor
saved
as
them.
well. Yeah, Bill
Ah.
saved them. Yeah, he was, yeah. And throughout the whole game, that part of the chapter, all they did was go around town scavenging for car parts to rebuild a car, while Bill, helps them along the way and builds their car and all that kind of stuff. And so like, and as for Frank, you literally do not see him like until like near the end. And when you do see him near the end, he's not even alive. He's dead.
That's
And his cause of death was very different as well. The cause of death was that he was infected and he hung himself. So all you see was his dead
oh my
body.
God.
And as
Oh.
for Frank and Bill's relation, there was no indication that they were ever in love. So it was more like he just mentioned that, oh, he was my partner. That's it. That's all he said in the game. He was my partner, but he looks, well, sad about that his death at the same time. So basically, like that's why I said like it's extremely different. But like, come to think of it, in a gameplay perspective, like the way they use that story is like it makes sense. Because in the game,
Yeah.
you explore the world, you fight zombies. It's a lot more action packed. It's funner. But
Mhm.
if you were to put that in a TV series, I think it will be too bland, too basic, and there won't be like as much of a story when it comes to Bill. Also, Bill didn't die in the game, by the way. He just kind of like, okay, I fixed your car.
Yeah.
Now go away. That's it.
Like the way the TV series like do it definitely like
It
expands on their
enhances.
relationship. Yeah.
It expands the story. You get a bit of a glimpse of like during what
The world
happened during
building
these
as
time
well, I
eras.
guess.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
you don't even know how like Joel and Bill even met in game. They just like they kind of know each other, and it's inferred that they've known each other for some time. But like in here in the TV series, they actually did meet up at some point.
Yeah,
So like
yeah, it's interesting the fact that you said like, yeah, Frank is already dead by the time in the game, so you don't even know Frank, and then here they
yeah,
create
you
a
don't
whole
even know
character
Frank.
for
Yeah,
it.
so I'm like, who is this guy? I'm like, okay, Bill sounds familiar, but like, who is Frank? Like, oh, turns out he was already
Oh.
dead.
Yeah, and then yeah, I guess in the game as well, it doesn't, because this whole episode is following the Bill's and Frank's love story, and in the game you cannot really do that because
Yeah, you
You
were
can't really
following.
change character.
Yeah, you can't change
Yeah.
character
Yeah.
randomly like that. Yeah. And
Yeah.
also like I guess if they were to take the Bill and Frank like story from the series, if you try to convert that into the video game, like I guess the gameplay wise wouldn't be as fun. It's mostly like a farming simulator. I'm
The,
guessing.
the only like
Becomes
action
Sims.
packed stuff is when the
And
humans were like
yeah,
attacking the gate, right? That's
yeah,
it.
when the raiders attacked, yeah, that was the
Yeah.
only like
That
at
is a
least
that is a
gameplay
good
part.
scene, by the way.
That's a good
Yeah,
scene.
yeah.
Bodies burning and yeah.
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 So yeah, that's it. For the
Right,
first time, they're actually extremely different, but not in a bad way, in my opinion.
In
I
a
think
good, in a really good way.
they were. It was rightfully so that they had to change it like that, in my opinion.
this is
Yeah.
Because otherwise, yeah.
the first biggest change that they've done.
Yes, it is. It is so far
Every
different from the story. But
like episode 1 and 2 is fair, like at least 70-80% accurate to the to
yeah,
the
70-80%, yeah, maybe even
to the
90%
game. Yeah,
accurate. But but this time
yeah.
it's like not even not even
Not
20% accurate. But you know what? It's fine. It's only this one chapter they diverged off, but it looks like they're coming back around
coming
again
back, right?
because
Yeah,
yeah, the ending is the same. They left in a car. That's it. That's the ending of
yeah.
that chapter.
I mean, then again, it doesn't detract anything because, like Albert said, even though the story is about Bill and Frank, Joel and Ellie still got
Joel and
their
yeah,
development.
yeah. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
true. Yeah, Joel and Ellie still get their development and it's still following them eventually and all that. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. All right, all
Yeah,
right.
and, and again, I think for me at least, the somehow the Tess and Joe relationship got incredibly enhanced this episode for me. And yeah,
And
like
Tess is not
that.
even really in the.
Yeah, I
Okay.
know,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
These are all like flashbacks. Yeah.
just the flashbacks is enough for me. And like even the
Mm-hmm.
small moments of like, oh yeah, we got to do the radio 80s, and I'm like, oh, that's a nice flashback. That's a nice callback
Yeah,
in the first
yeah.
episode. And like just the whole that and the delivery when Ellie was reading the letter and then she paused before the word test, and then Joel just
Mm-hmm.
read it, and like I don't know why that just that whole moment just like hits way hard. So yeah,
Mm.
yeah, great stuff.
Episode 3 is great. Yeah. All right. Anything else you want to add on episode 3? I think.
This is the most viewed episode so far, and
Oh,
this
is
is
it?
also the highest rated episode so far. So it's exciting.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That is not Joel's character. You got the right actor, but he definitely rarely pulls that expression. Whatever.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, fair enough. Any other thoughts? This show has just gotten better and better. I'm curious to see how they go from this one.
Yeah. I'm liking this show. I'm really excited to see how it goes from here.
You know what? You know what? I'm actually liking it even more now because, like, you know what? No, I cannot predict that anymore. If they went off that far off in episode 3, I can't just like watch ahead and say, "Oh, this will happen." No, it might not actually. Might be
Yeah,
different.
right.
Yeah.
Then again, you didn't take the game context and see if like can you make this
And
into a series? Yeah.
yeah, this is back to that discussion we had in episode 1 where like why do video games like like it's hard to adapt to like films and all that.
Yeah.
See, this is like one of those reasons, right? Like sometimes something that's fun in gameplay might not be so fun just to watch and vice
Yeah,
versa.
yeah.
You know what
Yeah.
I mean? So yeah, very good.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. Can't wait for episode 4.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Uh I guess that's that. Yeah.
pretty
That's
much.
guess
Pretty much.
that's pretty much, yeah.
let's do the quick plug, I guess. So Ariq, go
Mhm.
ahead.
You can find me on Instagram at Ariq Andria. You can find me on Letterboxd at Ricky Doo.
And yeah, you guys can find me, Kelvin, on Instagram at KY27 and Disco Monkey on Letterboxd and YouTube. And Albert.
You can find me on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Letterboxd at Wiradharma. And you can also find the Councilmen at Councilmen Show at every social media there is, as well as we have a podcast. If you guys don't know that, we have a podcast called the Councilmen Show, which we talk about stuff weekly, random news topic, movie news topic. Yeah, just basically entertainment news. We cover it every week, so check us out there. We've also done the other Last of Us episodes review on our channel as well as on our podcast feed if you haven't seen it. So go check us out on that one as well. And yeah, once again, if you like this content and want to see more of these reviews for The Last of Us, subscribe to the Councilman channel and help us by smashing your head into the like button. It helps us help our channel grow. Maybe one day we can actually get this guy in as a guest in our show. So so smash your head into it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. And I guess we need to change it again. Wait, let me change it real quick.
Oh, let us know what you think in the comment section below. If you agree with us, you disagree with us, you think this episode shit, tell us why. We will fight in the comment section.
We will fight in the comment section.
And with that, the councilman has reviewed. And we'll see you in the next one.
Three, two.
Wait. Okay, I farted.
Okay. Reroll the count again.